In this video we're going to complete example 1 where we're going to write down the coordinates of points. We can see these points labelled with letters such as A, B, C, D and so on. You'll notice that this Cartesian plane is a little more challenging than the previous one because it has negative numbers as well as positive, but it still follows the same principles. The first one being that coordinates are always written inside of brackets with the x first and the y second. We do this because x represents the horizontal component and we always put our horizontal coordinate first. And then y represents our vertical coordinate. Alright, let's start with point A. What are the coordinates of this? Well, we're going to draw a highlighted line to the 2 and to the 4. So it's either going to be 2, 4 or 4, 2. And because the 2 lands on the x-axis, that needs to go first. 2 first, 4 second. So now looking at point B, which lines up with the -3 and the 1. Now because the -3 is on the x-axis, the -3 goes first and the 1 second. Now point C, which lines up with -5 and 3, because the 3 is on the x-axis, that must go first and -5 goes second. And then we've got point D, which is actually at the origin, meaning its coordinate is 0, 0. Alright, we're now going to move on to points E and F, which are a bit trickier, but we'll still go through them anyway. Starting with point E, you'll notice that it lands on the number 3, and that 3 is on the x-axis. So we know that it's going to be 3, something. And the hard part is figuring out what the y-coordinate is. But if I draw a highlighted line from E to the y-axis, you'll notice it actually meets the y-axis at 0, meaning that our y-coordinate must be 0. Now looking at point F, this time when we look at point F, you'll notice it's got a -2, and that -2 lies on the y-axis. So that means our second number in our coordinate must be -2. We just need to figure out what the x-coordinate is of this. Okay, so if we join the F up to the x-axis, you'll notice it lands on 0. So our x-coordinate is 0. And that concludes our video on example 1.